G'day, it's Dan here from 𝗲𝗂𝗃 Brewers, and I'm here today in my home brewery, and I'm about to put a brew down. And I just wanted to bring to the table some different equipment that I'm using today. One being the Grainfather mill, which is a pretty tidy unit, and actually the first time I've used this. What I like about it is very simple to use. You can buy the separate bamboo grain mill base to go with it, and that just sits over your bucket. It's really solid, like it's got a really nice feel about the whole thing. It's got adjustable speed on the top here, and also adjustable gauge there for your gap. So that's really easy to change. Just basically pull that pin out and adjust it up and down that way. So I started on setting number 5, and I bought it just widen the gap slightly to gap 6. So yeah, we're going to flick that on and see how it runs through. Here we go. As you can tell, it's pretty quiet, and I'm running this through on low speed. I want to speed that up slightly. It's on speed 2. Here we go. Beautiful. And there we go. Job done. That took about 3 minutes to do 5.7 kilos of grain. So, yep, the proof will be in the pudding once I go through to mash this to see what the efficiency is like. But yeah, nice little unit. Everything's detachable. You can remove your hopper here. It's a 2 kilo hopper, but yeah, if you're doing 23 or 40 or 70 litre batches, that works no problem. So it's very solid. That does detach from the board, and there are some grunty big basically mill rollers in there. So yeah, that worked really nicely. Right, yeah, so I've got all the grain here. It's looking pretty good. It's suited for the Grainfather, and I've milled it on gap number 6. So that's got quite a nice crush to it, really. There's no whole grains, and they're just basically cracked in half. We don't have a lot of flour here, so that's looking nice. Another exciting part of my brew day today is using the new Grainfather malt pipe, or the grain basket. So this is got a single rolled plate, so no more seals, and also you've got perforations around the base and around the side. So there's no need for a centre pipe with this one, because it'll overflow to the outside as opposed to flowing down into the middle. So yeah, let's mash in, see how that goes. I'm making a Belgian pale ale today. Should be nice for the climate. Really nice not having a centre pipe with this grain basket. It's making mashing in so much easier. I can just basically whip it right through the middle, no dramas. Now, a lot less, a lot harder to get a dough ball in the situation as opposed to the the older grain pipe. So we're ready to start the recirc now, and I'm about to attach the sparge arm, which is different, I suppose. It has a longer hose because you're going to create sort of a slow vortexing type recirculation here. So basically, in goes the hose through the lid, and you're going to put that in like a sort of circular, just sitting on top of the grain bed there. That just fits in there nicely like that. Attach the recirculation arm, and I'm going to start the pump with this ball valve here switched off, because I just want to ease into the recirculation here. I don't want to blast full revs on the pump. So that's just slowly starting in there, and you can do this without damaging the pump. The great thing about the Grainfather is that it has a magnetic drive pump, and so what that allows you to do is to choke the speed of the recirculation down. I know a few brewers out there might be having trouble with stuck mashers, or low efficiency. Sometimes that can be because the recirculation is moving too fast through the grain. So being able to slow that down means you get good contact with the wort moving through the grains, picking up all those sugars as it goes. So you don't want it rushing out the sides, especially with this grain basket. You've got the perforations on the side, so having the wort moving to the outside without actually moving through the grains, you don't want that. So yeah, nice slow recirculation. We're halfway through the mash here, and as you can see, I've got a very slow circulation going on here, just very, very slow, and that's going to ensure good efficiency, especially with this malt pipe. Sorry, it's raining here, so it's quite noisy. But yeah, I've got the ball valve, you know, pretty much at a 45-degree angle there, so that'd probably be half throttle, and it's just very slowly coming out of that hose there, clearing nicely, and the wort will be passing through the grain bed. So that's the end of the mash. Now you can see how super clear that water's on the top, circulating. Do have a bit of a pitted side where that hose is where the water's exiting the hose, but I'll measure the OG anyway, just to make sure I've got full conversion. So here we are into the sparge now. I did grab the top plate from my previous Grainfather to put on top of the grain bed. I just thought that was a good way of not disturbing the grain bed too much. In terms of getting the water through the grain, I'm thinking it's a good idea not to go too high with the water. You could previously do this with the older version of the malt pipe with the Grainfather, because it had no perforations on the side. But here you are basically trying to rinse the sugars out of the grain, and if I was to get too much water over the bed of the grain, then basically all that water is just going to flow out the sides of the perforations on the malt pipe. So slowly but surely wins the race here. So yeah, here we are, all done. The boil went well. I did miss out on about 0.2 of a point in terms of gravity, so I'm thinking it could have been that I opened the gap on the mill too much, so I need to dial in that setting. Probably start off at number 5 as Grainfather advised, so I'll do that next time. The grain mill was excellent. I thought very easy to use. Malt pipe, awesome. Love the malt pipe. It just makes it so much easier. Less little bits to clean, less finicky, and generally just easy to use. Loving the to be able to stir through the mash without having to go around in circles around the malt pipe. So yeah, I think all in all, this is one way to go in terms of upgrading a malt pipe, or if you're going for a Grainfather, the new version with the upgraded malt pipe is worth it. It's awesome. So yeah, happy days. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts. Please comment, and yeah, love to hear your thoughts. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe if you like, or just generally give us a holler. Alright guys, hey, thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.